In our last lecture, we looked at Margie's custom silkscreen, and we learned about break-even point, and we looked at her cost, volume, profit, income statement. What we're going to look at this time is to take that same example company and see what happened when there's changes that occur. So one thing you learn about in business and in life is that changes will always happen. So let's get some tools to analyze those changes and see what kind of impact they have. So Margie sells her silkscreen shirts for $35 a piece. The variable cost is the cost of the shirt and the ink, and that's $21, and we get a contribution margin of $14 each. Now, currently Margie's selling 950 of these shirts each month. That gives her an operating income, a profitability of $6,300. Her break-even point is 500 shirts. However, the manager of her silkscreen shop found out that the competitors are running a sale, and she wants to run a sale too. And that would drop the price of the shirt down from $35 down to $31. And so Margie looks at her new cost, volume, profit, income statement to kind of get a feel for the impact of this. So if they change the price from 35 down to 31, then the sales revenues are going to be reduced, right? But her variable costs are still $21 a piece. So that brings the profit down from $6,300 to $2,500. Now the manager says, yeah, but hold on a second. If we drop the price and have a sale, we're going to sell more shirts. She estimates about a 10% increase in the number of shirts that they would sell. So we need to add this to the situation too. We need to increase the quantity as well as dropping the price. So when you add the change of quantity and the price at $31, you get a sales revenue of $32,395, and the variable costs have now increased, not by the amount per unit, but by the amount in total, because now they're selling 1,045 shirts at $21 instead of 950. The profit has rebounded from $2,500 to $3,450, but still not getting back to that original $6,300. It also impacts the break-even point, because when the sales price is reduced, that means your contribution margin is reduced, and you only have a $10 contribution margin, and that means you have to sell 700 shirts, an increase from 500 to 700 just to break even. Margie has decided that she doesn't like that change, so she wants to go back to the $35 a piece and just kind of stay there and keep everything the same. But even if she wants to keep things the same, the world doesn't necessarily want that. So she finds out that the price of the t-shirts that she sells, the cost to her are going to go up by a couple of dollars. So now her variable costs are no longer going to be $21, they're going to increase to $23. She's still selling the shirts at $35 a piece, but now she's lost some of her contribution margin because the variable cost has increased. How much will that impact her? Well, we see that will drive down her profit from $6,300 down to $4,400. That means that she's going to have to sell more shirts to break even too. If you do the math, it comes to $583.33 shirts that need to be sold. However, when it comes to break even point, you always want to round up. Even if it's a low number like 0.33, we can't sell just 0.33 shirts, so we have to round that up to the next number. So 584 shirts would be the minimum number she needs to sell in order to break even. If you round down to 583, then you're not going to break even. You're going to be a little bit short. So always round up on break even point. Now Margie's a little concerned about this, and so she decides that she might want to find some other areas to cut cost, because having her variable costs go up, she wants to try to maintain the same level of profit that she had before. So what she does is she looks around and she says, well, I can get my fixed cost down if I renegotiate my rent. So she renegotiates her rent, and she gets it down by $700. So now her contribution margin hasn't changed. It's still lower than it was before because of the change to the variable cost, but her fixed costs have been reduced. Now when we add this to the mix for our calculation, we see that her new break-even point is only 525 shirts, And she hasn't quite rebounded on the profit yet. She's still making less than the $6,300 she was in the beginning, but it is closer at $5,100. So the purpose of this lecture was to demonstrate how when managers have these tools such as break-even point, target net income, cost, volume, profit, income statement, we can use those to see the impact changes will have on our business, and it will help us to make decisions if we kind of have a feel for what kind of impact those changes will make beforehand.